Hi YouTube, Bobski again, just playing some more Darkwind. Um, if you've seen my previous videos, you've seen how to get started, completing the tutorial. I did actually do mistakes with the tutorial in that I didn't follow his instructions, so you need to actually press the buttons that he's telling you to and when to actually activate the last guy and earn an extra $2,000. So you should end up with an extra 3,000 if you complete the jump as well. That should set you up with $19,000. Now, what I'm going to do here, what you should normally do, is go and practice in a few races because they're not as dangerous. However, what I'm going to do is I'm going to request a stock Areana Combat. There we go. It's just been created. Now, the reason I'm doing this is in a stock Areana Combat, you're obviously going to be able to practice your guns. You're going to practice your driving. But also, I want to show you a little tip to learn that you can actually minimise your risk and maximise your reward, which is also, something that desperately is very useful in Darkwind. So here we go, and we've been given a chomper, which is a basic SUV. Now the big problem with this is it's got an exposed engine, which can be a lot of trouble. If they get hit, they tend to catch fire, and fire is very bad because it tends to explode. So I'm going to register. Now I'm going to choose these guys here. He's got a gunnery skill of 31 and a driving skill of 32. So I've got a driver and a gunner. So I'm going to be training two guys. Now you've got a front heavy machine gun and a rear machine gun. So in fact, I'm not going to use Sean Perez. I'm going to change him to... Where are they? I'm sure I've got a large gunner somewhere. Is it Sean? No. One of these, I'm sure, is a large gunner. Julia. There we go. Gary Batty, large gunner 26. So he'll arm my bigger weapon on the front, and the driver will actually use the little machine gun on the back. Now, unfortunately, it's not the map I wanted to show you. While here, you can also tweak your armour. So you're not going to need too much bottom armour. So I'm going to take the top and bottom down and then increase all of those by an extra point. I'm going to take one off the front just to up my left and right. So it's quite well balanced now. And then you're going to click register, and that puts my gang in the event there. I'm going to close it down and show you where it is. So it's actually here, and it's starting in 7 minutes. Now, if you're not patient, obviously this is a bit of a pain. But what I tend to do is, while I'm waiting for an event, is I will actually open up the web page, and I'll just have a look around with my gang. So I'll have a look at my characters, see if there's anything I can do here. Now, these highlighted blue things are what they're currently training in. And as you can see, they're all training in driving. Now, I don't want that because he's got 0 driving. So by the time he gains any driving skill, it's going to be a long time. But what he has got, he's got a reasonable mech skill of 27. So that was Julius, her even. I'm going to change her to train in mechanic. There you go. I'm then going to change Sean Perez because he's quite good at gunnery. So I'm going to change him to gunnery. Update that. Close him down. And the last one is Jerry Batty, and I'm going to change him to large guns. There you go. And what I find useful on here as well is you can actually set tags for your different players. So I'm going to set a tag for my gang leader as gang leader GL, but he's also a mechanic, so I'm going to put mech. Change that, gang leader mechanic. Job done. And then if you update, it should. There you go. He's now GL mechanic. Then obviously you can change your driver tag to drivers and gunners to gunners. Now what I really could do with is a scout, because later on I want to show you how to go out on a scout. So to do that, you need to go to your town, you need to go to Dexter's Tavern, and you can find a character. And my primary skill I want for him is scouting. I'll accept mutants, or you could go for the best guy around. Now they could be gangers from other gangs that have either let them go because they're not very good, but they'll still be higher than your starting guys. Or they could just be a slightly higher skill, but you have no choice in their stats, so you can't choose what skill that you're recruiting for. So it could be anybody. He could be a medic. I don't want a medic, I need a scout, so I'm going to recruit a scout. Next. Get to choose a name or create your own. Who do I like there? Oh, Kathy White. There you go. Recruit Kathy White. Recruit her. And there she is at the bottom. So I click on her, and she's got scouting skill of 20, which is what I would expect.
Your event is now live on the server.
As you just heard, my event is live on the server now. Now, that wasn't 7 minutes. That was only about 3. Because what happens is the game will likely allow you to start 4 minutes early. It just gives other players a chance to join in. So I now just click play, and it will take me to that event. Now what I wanted to show you was the other Areana Combat map, because you can actually win it just by racing round. This one, however, I'm not sure where the map is. I think you have to go almost in a figure of 8 all the way round to do one lap. So I'm on the red team. Here's my car. So it's exactly the same as the tutorial. Click manage. I'll set my gunner on the heavy machine gun and my driver on the little machine gun. What have we got? We're against... Oh, it's 3 on 2. So what I'm going to want to do here is as much damage on them before they can damage me and before my teammates can damage them, because obviously you will get awarded points for every hit you make. So I'll start the event. Now I'm going to turn left quite hard and go up this ramp over here, because if you try going up this centre bit, it's too steep and you're likely to either fall down or stall halfway up. Now if I press Ctrl G, as I said previously, it puts all their shadows up. So, but he's not going to go there. He's probably going to turn left a little bit more. No, he's actually gone exactly where it said. Now the problem is he might get this slope and come this side of the crash barrier. I want to be the other side, so I'm going to hard turn it left to try and get up there. There we go. Then I'm going to bring it slightly around to the right. I'm up on the flat ground and I'm facing the right way. Now I want to start looking where the enemy are. So there's this guy here. Now, as I said earlier, get your aiming bonus. I'm going to target him with both guns early. So that means once I even drive past him, my rear gun will be ready to shoot at him. Okay, so I'm just going to accelerate up here. He's not going to drive into the wall, he's going to straighten up. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight and a little bit left. Now if I go really low to the ground, it gives me a good line of sight. So I can see that guy, I can't see him. So I'm going to keep driving in a nice straight line. Again, I still won't be able to see him. Again, still won't be able to see him. Now, obviously going head on with somebody is not wise, especially with an exposed engine. I'm hoping he's going to be more focused on this guy than me. But if not, I'm just going to move slightly to the left and try and come round on his side. Now, as you can see, where I am now, I can see his shadow quite clearly. So I'm now going to select the repeat fire. There we go. So every time he's in my line of sight, my heavy machine gun's going to fire at him. And I've hit him, and I've gained points. Now I'm going to spin slightly and try and hit him in the side, while he's focusing on my teammate there. Now hopefully he's going to bounce to the left because of the damage I just did, but if not, I'm going to slow down, spin, and let those two ram each other, possibly. There you go, he's now in real trouble. Now the problem is that they're either going to ram or my teammate is going to be in front, so he's going to block my line of fire. So if you hit him, I'm going to lose points. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break off, turn left, and target the next guy coming in. If you remember, my rear gun is still aimed at this guy, so hopefully if my guy gets clear, I'll be able to shoot him with my rear gun. Now my front gun's found him. Might squeeze a shot, but I've got quite a reasonable bit of purple there for a chance to hit, so I'm going to open fire early, even though I may not be able to hit him. Oh, and I did. And if you notice, my rear gun has found this guy, so I'm going to fire at him. I'm just going to fire the once because I think he's going to get over the crest of the hill and away from me. Then my front gun continues to fire. Now if I'm hitting with two guns, I am maximising my points. Okay, I missed with my rear, but my front gun hit. Now these two are going to ram. Now, just look down at ground level. I can't see my new shadow, so my rear gun is not going to hit. So there's no point firing, so I'm going to stop firing it. And again, I'm going to try and come in and hit this guy in the side. There we go. Now I don't want to ram him because that is quite bad with an exposed engine. So I'm going to turn, handbrake, hoping that he's going to go straight. Which he has. My teammate squeezed a shot past him and I've hit him as well. Handbrake off, accelerate, and hard right. Now he's going to be out of my line of sight this turn. But I should be in on him next turn. There we go, turning around onto him. Now because I've set repeat fire on the heavy machine gun, as soon as I see him in front, that's going to fire. So hopefully this turn he'll turn, found line of sight, and I've shot him as well. My teammate shot him and my other teammate shot him. So he's having quite a bad day. There you go, he's nearly breached on the right, very low on the front. He's got strong rear and strong left, which is unfortunately where I'm going to be shooting him. But I want the point, so I'm going to carry on shooting him. Oh, and he's surrendered. That's it. The event's over. And I'll check the rankings. And there you go. 4,300 points. I've actually won that event. So I'll just press space, make sure it's over, and then I will close the event down. And that is how simple combat is. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly look at my gang, see if I gained any skill points. Switch them over. And characters, my character's by town. And, oh yeah, he's gone up to 20. Now, if I click on him, no, he hasn't actually gone up. They will show you your top skills, and if there's been a change, you'll have a number in a bracket. So none of those have changed. I don't believe any of my drivers have changed. I think they all started with 32 skill. Yep. And yep. What might have changed is the leadership. Now, I can't remember who was. Oh, I know he was driving, Gary Betty, but his skill. So I'm looking for a driver who may have gained some leadership. They might not have done because it was only a little combat event. No. Okay, what I'm going to do while I'm here is I'm going to set up a personal event. So create custom town event. I want Areana Combat. The time on the server is, so that's 10 minutes away, so I'm actually going to reduce that. So it's only 6, so it's not going to take long at all. Go to the next page. This is the arena I wanted to show you all, because this is really quite an easy one to do. Randomised teams, yes. You can password protect it, so if you only want your friends in there. Time allowed for each move. I'm going to say 10 seconds because I am going to be pretty quick. You can have 1, 2, 3 or 4 vehicles each. Your points, I'm not really worried about points. Computer entries, I'm going to max it out. I'm going to say 8. And this gives you a list of all the cars you can have. Now I want something that's reasonably, I'm going to go for the Desert Striker. Because that's a nice little, it's a fast car. It's the one you played with in the tutorial. Apart from it's got a heavy machine gun on the front. I'm going to finish that. There we go. Event has been created. I'm going to minimise this back down and go to the game. And my event should appear any second up here. Hopefully. There we go. Father of the Dam's event starts in 4 minutes. Need to quickly register. And I want Garrett. There we go. He's the large gunner. 26, driver 32. Register that. Not going to tweak any of the armour. And then we'll just wait a couple of minutes for that event to start. It should pretty much be within 30 or 40 seconds.
Your event is now
There
live on the server.
JD's turned up to tell me the event's live. And this should have play come up here any second. Let's close it down and try to see if it refreshes. There we go, play's just come up. The other reason I wanted to show you this map is that this is the map that's quite often used in the amateur night combats. Now the amateur night, if you win it, you get to keep the car that you were racing with or fighting with, which as a new player is pretty good stuff to have. But you have to remember it's damaged as how you left it. Now what I tend to do is if you see these gates here, every time you go through them, one and then the other, you'll actually gain points without having to shoot anybody. So this is how you minimise your risk and maximise your reward, because you can actually earn more points by going round the map than shooting people. Now it looks like everybody's going off to the left. Now I don't want to get involved in that kind of combat, so I'm going to go off to the right. So I've set myself off to the right. I'm going to assign my gunner now, and I'm going to, because I'm the only player here, I'm going to go straight into it. There we go. I'm going to keep going off to the right. And it looks like, as I said, everybody's gone to the left. Oh no, one of my teammates is following me this way, that's fine. And it looks like this guy might be coming round for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to assign him as a target nice and early. Actually, I'm going to assign this one here because he's got more chance of coming round for me. Yep, see, he's actually starting to break off the other way. He may come for me. He's not sure still. But my goal is to get through this gate. So I'm just going to floor it and head for that gate. So yeah, it looks like the yellow car's come for me, so I'm actually going to target him now. I want to cut it as close to this gate as possible so I can get round, possibly fire off a couple of shots and then move to the next one. So here we go, I'm coming up. It looks like he's going to be nicely in my firing arc. So here we go. I'm going to try and avoid this bit of rough ground here because that will actually damage your tyres and possibly your under armour. There you go, I've gained 400 points just for driving through that gate. I've been at no risk. Okay, it's not a great amount of points, but the next time I go through, I'll actually get more points. So I'm just going to spin around once more. There you go, I've damaged my tyres because that's quite rough. But now I've got a good line on this guy. And there you go, nearly half purple. So I'm going to repeat fire on him. Try and earn some extra points. There we go, fired, hit him. Moderate damage to his left. So I'll fire another shot at him. There you go, moderate damage to his left. So he's down to 7 on his left. I'm going to stay with him because his guns aren't facing me. He's not really a big threat. Heavy damage to his left. He's down to 3. But I'm going to start hitting his rear armour next. But again, I need to plan at coming through this gate. So I'm going to stay with him. And just... Oh, I actually hit his left. So I've caused some damage to his guy inside. I'm going to keep the speed up, turn a bit tighter. Yep, now this guy here has started firing at me. So I can either try and brake and go round him, or crash into him like that. I'm a full speed away and hopefully he's going to turn left, even though it says he's going straight through me. Yeah, my right's been damaged. Now I'm going to press F2 to change the top stats. So this guy here is still active as well. The guy I've been shooting has actually resigned. So I want to stop shooting him and target that. Oh, he's just resigned as well. So I'm going to target one of the guys behind me, even though they're not in my arc, and I'm going to race ahead. Because I'm out of their line of sight. So keep racing. Obviously friendly fire can hurt you, so I'm hoping that guy's going to stop firing at that guy far behind me. He has, and I'm going to come through the gates any sec, and I want to turn left. There you go, I gained 800 points for going through the gates the second time. So I'm now going to keep accelerating away. My back armour is quite down to 10. But where I'm turning left, I'm going to expose my left armour, which is a bit stronger. So I'm not worried if that gets hit. It hasn't, so I'm going to keep driving. I'm going to slow down a bit because it looks like I'm going to drive over this black stuff here, which is rough terrain and won't do my tyres any good. I counter steer slightly. There we go, and then accelerate and try and go straight and head for those gates again. Now you can see I'm not taking a great deal of damage. I'm not in the combat situation, but I've actually got the most points just by doing that one lap. Now they may gain on me because they're in combat now shooting, but what they gain isn't going to be as much as what I get when I go through this gate this time. You saw I got 400 points, I then got 800 points. I'll let you guess how many I'm going to get this time. Yep, it's 1200 points. And I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm going to avoid the rough terrain here. And I'm going to keep driving round. look for any combat cars. So this one here is coming towards me. I might as well target him early, start turning, and get ready to shoot him. There you go. Found the target. It's an okay chance of hitting. I'm going to open fire. I may not hit him at this range, but it will boost my aiming bonus. I hit him anyway. I think he's nearly done. My partner hitting him in the side. I'm actually going to finish him off. I'm going to turn a little bit too sharp. Oh no, he's resigned. So I'm actually going to stop firing, accelerate, and go for the next gate. I'm going to target the last enemy car. Again, I'm not actually going to shoot at him. If he comes into my sight, I'm going to shoot him. If not, I'm going to go for the gate. There you go, my teammate's shooting him. Yep, he's hidden behind a wall now, so I'm actually going to go for the gate. Right, because this checkpoint will put me definitely in the win, I'm not going to carry on racing. I'm actually going to spin round this way, so I'm going to get the points for the gate and get ready to shoot this guy, because I want to finish him off so we can win the event. So I'm going to slow down a little bit and get ready for a handbrake turn at the end. There you go. Full lock, that's quite tight. Tweak of the handbrake, tighter and turning even better at him. Perfect. I'll take the handbrake off, straighten up and accelerate, and click on him and press repeat fire. And drive at him for a couple of turns, and that should finish him off. And if it doesn't, my teammate's just joining the fun, he'll finish him off. Combat event over, and I've won it. So I will exit the event. There we go. Minimise it down, and let's have a look how my gang is doing. So I'm going to go to the gang page, my gang, and see how much. There you go, I'm up to $20,000 already. So I've gained another 1,600 for that event. So that's not too bad. My morale has gone up, and let's see if any of my stats have gone up. That's pretty unlikely still. I think he's at 26 still. Yep. The drivers are still at 32. Okay, so we've done a little bit combat like that. Next time I'm going to show you a solo car scout. Now I'm going to record it, and it could go well, it could go horrendously, but it'll give you an idea of what to expect. Speak to you later.